In a world filled with challenges, we bring you solutions. Welcome to another interactive session of Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Victoria Najimo, and today we have another distinguished guest, one who is going to be diving into a topic that is of universal significance to both the business world and the legal world. Joining me today is Mr. Ebere Okonkwo, the CEO of Crest and Waterfall's Consultancy, a prominent legal consultancy. Mr. Ebere, you're welcome to Solutions Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so this topic we're about to dive into is one that is on every, or should I rather say, a question that is on every business owner's mind, including that of a legal consultant. That is how to build trust and positive perception among clients. Now, we live in an era, or we live in a world where everyone is skeptical about a lot of things, and it's very difficult to get to someone to trust your brand, to trust your business, to trust what you do. Now, could you kickstart or start this discussion by telling us or giving us the importance or why it is crucial for legal consultancies to build trust and positive perception among their clients?
Okay, once again, thank you for having me. This topic is so opposite right now because of the massive trust deficit for legal practitioners, and in our country right now, the judiciary, and so the very space where we play as service providers in the legal industry is now riddled with a lot of distrust and skepticism. However, it is very clear that for a business person, your central role is to separate yourself from the general perception. In marketing, you call it carving a niche for yourself. And so first off is, I'll call it competence. Okay, this is how you build trust. Your product must smell competence. It must show that you know exactly what you're doing. This is important for both business people and for legal practitioners. Your client must know that you know. Okay, you don't have to know all, but you have to know enough, okay, to instill trust and belief in your competence. For after competence also is the subject of character. Okay, in our world, confidentiality is everything, and people have to know that their secrets are secret with you, that they are safe talking to you, and that you are someone that they can rely on. So we receive all kinds of information. Briefs come to us, and people expect to be able to tell their lawyer the truth as much as they tell their priest the truth. And I'm hoping that people tell their priest the truth these days. So when we receive all of that, we must protect the client's confidentiality. All of these things are embedded in our training as legal practitioners. But for business people, for lawyers who are in business, because there are also lawyers who are not in business, who are, I am of the school of thought that what we do as lawyers is the business of law. Okay. It's the business of law, or the legal business. We have to understand that we are selling a product. We're not just practicing, we are selling a product, which is legal services. And if it's a product, it means that every of those characteristics that distinguish products in the market for general products must also be attached to the product that we are selling, importantly. So I've identified competence, I identified character, which is very close to the issue of confidentiality. And beyond all of that now, is also perception, which I believe we will deal with as we progress in this conversation.
I understand, Ebere. So I agree with you when you said about trust being a fundamental, actually being fundamental for any professional relationship or business relationship. But now let's dive into the solution, because definitely that's why we're here. So what key strategies do you think can legal consultants and business owners utilize in building trust and positive perception among their clients?
Okay, flowing from my earlier discourse, where I talked about competence and character, which are internal attributes that a person who is selling a product must have, because you're not just selling a product or a service. Most times for professionals, you are that product and that service. For instance, the service of law, the legal services, first of all, inures in me as a person, and I now deliver it through the instrumentality of my business or my firm, like Crest and Waterfall. I first had competence as a lawyer, and then I'm now selling it. My name is the name. My firm is Ebere Okonkwo, trading under the name and style of Crest and Waterfalls. So you see, I'm trading under the name and style. Those things say something to you. You have to have a name and a style. Okay, so let's go to name. Name is related to the concept of competence. Okay, you must be known for a particular thing. Name actually nominates you. You must be known for a particular service. Are you good at corporate governance? Are you good at commercial law? Are you good at criminal law, civil procedure? The different areas of law. You have to begin to separate yourself from the crowd. The Nigerian law school produces over 2,000 lawyers every year. So the whole space is crowded. You must begin to separate yourself by creating a name for yourself in a particular area. For us at Crest and Waterfalls, we are known by a title. We are known for legal training, and we're also known for corporate governance. Okay, we do other things, but these are the things that we promote as being the areas that we are most adept at. So I've talked about name. Now style. So strategies. Style is strategy. How do I present myself to the public? Okay, you must have structures internally. Attracting business is one thing. Being able to deliver on the services that you attracted, on the businesses that you have attracted, is another thing. You must have an internal system that also delivers. So, and that must also show itself in the way that you deliver your services. For instance, from the time that you engage, whether you are engaging online, or whether people come to your office, or whether people call you on the phone, or whether you're getting referrals from different other businesses, however you get a client or engage a client, it is from that moment what you do that shows whether that client will trust you going forward, how that client engages you, the way you make the client feel about their problem. If you show them that you're able to solve them, and then you begin to solve them, okay? And also, again, it is a matter of your team. You must build a team. Because you cannot solve complex problems alone. So, while I say your structure in your business, in your law firm is important, your team also is very important, and the infrastructure around you. Okay, we say at Crest and Waterfalls, speed and solutions. And it's interesting that you're talking solutions here. I have a catchphrase that says solutions now. Okay. Solutions now. What I need is speed and delivery. Okay, combined is speed of delivery. Now, so these are the things that when clients see, speed and delivery are mere words. You have to put them in action. When someone says to me, this is what their challenge is, I get immediately about preferring the solutions. I'm not just saying things to them, but again, beginning to identify the areas and the structures that can help in those solutions. This is how you bring the client in. And it's not just talk, hot air. You must begin to show it in the way that you begin to throw out the solutions. Okay? Someone comes, for instance, and says, I need to restructure my business. We need to restructure our firm. You need to have something like a template immediately, a form that I give to the client to say, fill this form. That form gives me all the information. The client doesn't need to now, I don't have to be calling back and forth. I take that information, I go back to my firm, and we analyze it, and we already, generate the solution immediately. And then I can go back to the client and say, for this work, for this thing that you need, this is what you need to do. These are the legal implications. This is what you need to do here and there. But this is what we suggest that you should do. This is how you build trust, because you must continue to communicate that perception that you are competent. But not just that you are competent, but that the people are safe with you. Their information is safe. Their troubles are about to receive a solution because they came to you.
I'm actually really learning a lot right now, because but then let's quickly branch the digital aspects, digitalization, because right now currently the world has become a global village, asserting to what Marshall McLuhan, the scholar, said about the world being a global village. Now in this digital era, there's it's very easy to how will I put it, perception is actually easily influenced online. Now, how do you think that legal consultants, business owners can make use of this new digital media that comes along with this advertising, marketing strategies, advertising campaign to enhance trust and public image, positive public image?
Okay, first of all, let's also realize that our profession as lawyers is a very conservative profession.
Okay.
There are legal impediments to the unlimited kind of digital marketing that may apply to other businesses. What some other businesses can do digitally in terms of the messaging that they can put out, legal consultancies have to go through, be very sure that they are complying with the rules of professional conduct. As a matter of fact, there are some kinds of messaging that you cannot put out digitally or even by other means, because what you translate into digital marketing is what we used to do, manually before.
Yes.
Okay, so manually I couldn't put out a signpost saying that we are the best in this or that, because I will be creating a competition. Manually, I couldn't say that these people give you this kind of service, but we will give you this better kind of service. I couldn't say that as a legal consultancy. There are quite a lot of things that I'm prohibited from saying in my advertising messaging. Doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to advertise section. The particular section does not prohibit advertising. It only says the things I cannot do while I'm at it. Okay, and so the same thing. Once you've passed these legal impediments, okay, what I say is that you take your knowledge, instead of saying I am competent, we are the most competent corporate governance people. It's better to do articles and put out free products showing what you are doing, and allow digitally, put it out digitally, and then allow the buying public to see. Okay, it's better for you to be present in digital spaces, supporting digital ideas that can be connected to your own products. It's better to be at conferences, supporting online conferences, online engagements, making sure that you are there putting out your competence, than maybe like putting out an online advertisement saying, have you been defrauded by other lawyers? Come to us. That would be crazy, okay? Yes. But rather, you might want to say, put out an article. Okay, there's something we did a few years ago when there was a change in the law in a particular area. Okay, a requirement in corporate governance for boards of public companies. We did an article capturing the legal implications of that change in the law, and then we did a digital marketing by sending that article to all of our clients who are in our database, okay? And then we included a rider saying that we think that at this particular point they should take this and that step. You know, there's a biblical parallel to this. When a person shows wisdom, it's usually easy to say to the person, since you are the one who identified it and has identified the solution, be the one to execute it. Do you understand? So this is how I believe that lawyers can benefit from digital marketing. Be the one to identify the problem, be the one to identify the solution, then tell the people what the solution looks like, and let them make their decision whether they should engage you or not.
Okay, but are you of the view, or what's your view about this digital marketing, basically general in businesses? Do you think that it aids the business in building trust?
To be
Yes.
candid with you,
Yes.
the world that we live in, you cannot afford to be elsewhere. The market has moved from Otako and Maitama and has gone online. The market has moved. It will be difficult these days since after the pandemic. Every business, every outfit, including churches, have recorded a drop in attendance. People are not quick in appearing physically in places anymore. So if you were still in the pre-pandemic mode, you find yourself almost overtaken. So right now, I'm here. I'm able to attend conferences in the UK. I'm able to attend events, show up in those places, put my opinion out, you know, and make sure that I'm out there. So digital marketing is not something that we are suggesting to people. It is called innovate or die. If you're not ready to go with the flow, you'll be left behind. There are companies that said we did nothing wrong, but we died. Okay, to do nothing is even not an option.
Okay, so can you give us like a practical example? Rather, give our audience a practical example, maybe from your consultancy or maybe a business you admire, where a strategic marketing campaign or advertising campaign yielded a positive output.
But I just give you one.
Yes.
Where we put out an opinion, a legal opinion on the basis of a change in the law, and sent it to a wide range of clients who are close to us.
What was the results?
Yes, of course, there were responses, especially from the company secretariat of most of those companies, saying, "Okay, thank you very much for this." No, they thanking us, and of course, and thereafter we began to, because we're involved in training of board of directors, we're involved in board evaluation, annual board evaluation for organizations. We've had from that incident, we've had people send us a message saying, send in a proposal for board evaluation, send in a proposal for board training. Okay, if we hadn't done that, okay, that was a great opportunity for us to show that we know. And we didn't say that we know everything, but people are able to make the connection. Say if they know this, they probably also know this one. Okay, and then things came out from there. The areas where we now consult in terms of corporate governance has increased, and the number of clientele also has increased from that particular campaign.
That's actually an amazing example. But as we're gradually getting to the end of the show, what key advice, or better still, what key takeaway would you want our audience out there to remember concerning this topic we just talked about? That is how to build trust and positive perception among clients.
Okay, so again, like I said, everything is in the C's, in character and competence. Okay, so avoid anything that will stain your brand. Okay. Avoid the things that will stain your brand. Avoid getting involved in controversies. Another C. Avoid. See, your business is your business. If you want to set up an outfit that handles other kinds of advocacy and activism, set up a foundation. I have a foundation that does some of the other things, but my business I try to protect the brand of the business from some kinds of controversy. We have to be able to be seen as an objective business outfit. We don't want our business to be known as produce or product or product. I just want you to know that what we're here to do is to provide business solutions. Okay, when I want to show that I am politically active, or I use another channel to deliver that, I must protect the brand that I represent.
All right, Mr. Ebere, thank you so much for sharing your profound insights on the show today. We actually appreciate you being here, and we hope to do it sometime again.
Thank you very much.